Guys, welcome back to GianaSadeBlog. I'm here today to show you how to create this look using I use like almost all the stuff out of the BoxyCharm box for what month are we in? January, February, March, April? I think April box. So if you guys want to see how I got this look and how to create this using the stuff in the box, then please continue watching. Hey you guys, so I'm starting off with my It Cosmetics moisturizer and my Soleil something primer and my NYX foundation and my MAC Cosmetics concealer. So I'm just going to blend it out all over my face. I really like this foundation. It gives really good coverage, feels lightweight, one of my favorites. Both of these combinations are my favorite right now. It blends really well with the concealer. At the end of the day, they work and mesh really nicely together, so I've been really loving that. And then after I do that, I just highlight in my usual areas, underneath my eyes, my nose bridge, and my chin, lip, and forehead. So when I do my concealer, guys, what I do is after I put this on, I usually wait like a minute or two, usually closer to 2 minutes, and I let my concealer dry down a little bit. Not all, but for this one in particular, works really nice with, and it gives extra coverage as well. Then I go in with my Pretty Vulgar powder and transition powder and my Laura Mercier powder puff. So I blend one eye out at a time, and then I set that with the powder puff and the powder. I like this method because it puts the powder on there nicely, but it doesn't really necessarily like bake it because it doesn't cake it on there too thickly. So yeah, I like this method a lot. And then after that, I take whatever's left over in the powder puff and I just pretty much stamp that all over my face to really lock my foundation in so it's not moving throughout the day. It doesn't make me too matte, it doesn't dry me out too much, and it makes my makeup set. And then I take a powder brush and I dust off all the extra powder on my face. Then I take my Bobbi Brown, this is a powder, I don't think they consider it as a bronzer, but I use it as a bronzing powder. And I take that and I bronze up my cheeks, forehead, jawbone, and I just brush it against my nose. And then I take a more denser defined brush and use a darker part to contour my face. So I bronze it and I contour. One of my favorite products. It's really nice and it's not matte. It's kind of is illuminating a little bit. And then I take it and I contour my nose. Then I go in with my Pretty Vulgar powder again and I clean up my contour and bronzer. I'm going to take the Artist Couture new highlighter and I'm going to highlight my face with that using the brush that came in the BoxyCharm. So these are all products that I'm used that I got in the BoxyCharm, pretty much all of them. Then I'm going in with my blush and I'm using more purpley peachy. I mixed into both of those shades and I'm just applying that all over my cheeks pretty heavily because, as you guys know, if you guys don't know, I love using blush, love looking like a clown. So I'm doing this off camera. I did my eyebrows and my eye primer off camera. So now I'm going with my 35OM Morphe palette and I'm going to take that reddish orangey color and I'm pretty much going to stamp that in my crease, so a little bit above my crease. And I'm pretty much just doing this to get the general shape that I want. This eye look in particular is gonna look really ugly before it looks pretty. It's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of mixing colors because I just wanted to use as much of the colors in the palette that I could. And that's what I ended up doing. And it's very pretty and fun. So now I'm going with the Pure Cosmetics palette. And I'm going in with that dark brown. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to stamp that right below where I put that orangey red color, and I'm gonna stamp that. And again, I'm not really blending yet, I'm just stamping down the color because I want to get the most pigment from these shadows as I can. Not that they're not pigmented, but they are, but to get the most opaque color, just stamp the color down first. Then I'm going back in with the 35OM. I'm using a more orangey tan color. And if my brow bone looks a little bit lighter than it was in the last clip, I ended up putting a little bit of extra primer up at the top, and just to make it more wet and sticky so the eyeshadow would stick there really nicely and get really pigmented. Then I'm going in with that same orangey red again from the 35OM, and I'm intensifying, and now I'm blending out that color. So I'm just taking my time and blending and buffing out that color, but I don't want to blend it out too much, so it's pretty much really going to still be in sight. You're going to notice the color still. Then I'm going in with the dark brown again, and I am pretty much intensifying the dark brown that I put there. I'm blending it out and adding more color because I want the color to really be shown, but I want to diffuse the sides a bit. Then I'm taking my eyeshadow primer again, and with this what I'm doing is I'm somewhat doing a cut crease, and what I'm doing is I'm making the shape that I want. I'm not doing my general cut crease. I'm making it a lot higher because I'm making this more kind of extravagant. I want more space to be taken up by the color I'm going to put in the middle. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking that orangey red again that we used in our crease, and I'm going to put that against the sides and blend that in. But first I'm stamping it on, and then I'm taking the hot pink out of that out of the Pure palette, and I'm going to put that right above the crease that I made. Now I'm going to take the gold glittery shade and I'm going to slowly pack that color up, and the higher I bring that color up, I'm going to kind of, the same way I cut out the crease with my eyeshadow primer, I'm going to do the same thing with the glitter, and I'm going to reshape that shape that I had before, and I'm going to clean up the pink. I don't want to go too high because I wanted the pink to be just a nice sliver of pink. I want it to just barely poke out. I want it to be like a peekaboo type of thing. And yeah, so I like how this whole thing turned out. It looks like I have a strip of neon on the top of my crease, and then the gold is pretty much taking over the middle of my lid. It's really, really nice. So then after that, I go in with the purple and the Pure Cosmetics Paradise, whatever that palette's called, the Pure Cosmetics palette. I'm taking the purple straight with my finger because I want the most pigment, because at this point there's no primer down, and I want to make sure this purple is really stuck to the sides. I don't want it blended yet. I just want to place the color down. Then I'm taking a brush and I'm blending out the sides. And while I'm doing that, I'm also adding a bit of the brown just to deepen up the sides as well. I'm taking a black eyeliner and I'm smudging it in my waterline and below my lash line as well, pretty far down. And I'm pretty much doing the same thing I did in my crease to my lower lash line, except I'm just keeping it a bit more dark. So once I do mimic the top, I add black in there as well to keep it pretty smoky and dark, because I felt like I wanted to. So then I'm going in with my I'm going into my inner corner with the sparkly pink shade. And pretty much what I'm doing, I'm stamping it in my inner corner, and then I'm bringing it up as well into my upper crease, almost connecting to that gold, and I'm bringing it right below my lash line as well because I want this to be very prominent. Then I'm going with my Urban Decay Shapeshifter palette, I believe, and I'm taking that yellow, my favorite yellow powder, and I'm using that to brighten underneath my eyes, nose, chin, forehead, just make everything bright. And I'm going with my MAC Fix Plus, and I'm going to just use that to take any powderiness from my face and to melt everything in. Didn't use any setting spray today because this came right off. So then I'm going in with my Becca lipstick. Don't remember the shade, but I will have it posted on my Instagram. And I'm going with my number 7 liquid lipstick. Oh, I'll also put what I'm using in the description box, by the way, if you guys are curious. So it'll also be there. And I'm going in with a nice lip gloss. Then I'm going with my Neutrogena mascara. And I'm applying this as my top and bottom lashes to prepare for my eyelashes to be put on. I also left a full clip in here of me applying my eyelashes because, oh, and I was just talking to my boyfriend. I left a full clip in here of me applying my lashes because someone asked on a few videos back if I could, you know, keep it in, because usually I don't. I cut it out, so I left it in. Pretty much what I do, I just pretty much lay my lashes right on top of my own lashes, just drop them down and place them, and I keep them as close to my lash line as possible. Usually I use tweezers, but because at my new job they want us to keep our nails pretty short, I just don't wear false nails at all anymore, so it's a lot easier to just use my fingers, so that's kind of convenient. So that's one lash, and then I just pop the other lash on. Now if you get lash glue on your eyelid, it's fine, don't touch it, let it dry, it'll dry clear, and then you can go over it again with your eyeshadow. So just leave it to dry and it'll be fine. And I'm using my Islay lashes from Beautiful Lashes, my girl's lash line. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys like the look, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.